Alright folks, today we're taking a look at the Dji Rs2 and some of the accessories that I use on a daily basis when I shoot on this gimbal. I've made a similar video for the Rs2 last year, but there's been a slight update in the accessories, and especially for the Rs2 because smallrig has made this little base plate that makes it possible to mount wider cameras on this gimbal. So let's talk about this one and all the other accessories that I use on this gimbal. So here we go. Alright, so as I said, we're talking accessories for the Dji Rs2 gimbal. So let's start up with one of the things that I talk about very often, and that is this side handle here. It's a rig side handle, and it just gives you so much more control over your gimbal, and it's super cheap. And the thing that I like about this one is that it allows me to, one, control the gimbal even better, but two, it allows me to mount a monitor on top of the handle. With this little anti-cine vlogger mount, you can use any swivel mount on here. I will link it down in the description. You can mount a 5.5-inch monitor on top of here without any problem. If it gets bigger than that, it will bump into the side of the gimbal. So about a 5-inch is perfect. It's also a nice size. It doesn't weigh anything. You can easily see what you're shooting on a monitor like this. And then I can swivel it up and down. So super useful. And the handle, of course, gives you better control. The handle costs about 30 bucks. It's a Ulanzi handle. And again, if we go to the back handle, there are some options here. I use the Ulanzi handle because it is the best handle that I have tried with this gimbal. And you can use the one that comes with the Pro package. The extension does go straight out, but the problem with this one is that because it goes straight out and doesn't have this 90-degree angle in, like this one has. You see it has this 90-degree angle. The balance of the gimbal when you shoot in underslung mode is much better on this handle because it goes into the middle. So you are carrying the gimbal over the middle of the actual gimbal instead of it going out in the back. And the other thing is that you will need a second tripod leg or some other handle to put on here. And this one also weighs much more than the Ulanzi handle does. And the Ulanzi handle has another advantage, and that is you can flip this one out and then it becomes a secondary handle on the other side, and then you now have a wider grip. Put this one in, and you have a dual handle grip if you want to use it like this. I kinda never use it like this. I always have it in the back position. So those are the two handles that I recommend and that I use when I shoot on this gimbal. The quick release plate that I have talked about before, this is the Makholm F38 quick release plate that I use with all my accessories. I still believe that this is the best quick release plate that you can get out there. But as you can see on this here, I have the follow focus mode, I have the quick release plate. I can easily take the camera on and off. But when I'm not using the follow focus motor as we have on there right now, I use the integrated plate that Ulanzi makes. And I really think this is a nice plate because you have this quick release plate integrated directly into the base plate. You do not have any limitations. You get everything you know from the original plates, but this is just integrated. But just keep in mind that you cannot mount the follow focus motor when you're using this plate. So I only use this when I don't use the follow focus motor. So when I'm using the follow focus motor, I mount the base plate with the quick release plate on top of the original plate. So I take the original quick release plate and I add my own plate on top of that, so that I can just keep this one on at all times. And then I can easily just take my camera on and off like this. And there's a reason for me loading it in the back, is that then I can always get it out when I have the follow focus motor on this side or this side. If I was side loading the camera, then I would not be able to take it out on this side. So therefore I'm loading the camera from the back of the quick release plate like that. And then I can lock it like that easily, won't slide out. It's one more thing that you should keep in mind. If you're buying the full integrated plate, you will get another base plate that has some small knots that will allow you to grip the camera in the front here. You can see there's some small clips here. You can also get a little tab that goes into the camera if you've got two holes. This is super useful. So you can buy this separately or you can buy them together with this. Just keep in mind when you order the F38 that you have some options with the base plates when you order it. So I will leave links to everything in the description. All right, let's talk a bit about the smallrig base plate that has this extension, which I do not understand why DJI didn't just make it with this in the start. When I purchased the RS2, I was shooting on the S1H and I had my S1H caged. It would bump into the side of this wall if I had the cage on, and without a cage, it just barely couldn't be there. There was just a millimeter or two left space on this side, so it could just reach it. But with this plate, you can extend it out and it works flawlessly. You take this one out, you take the whole shebang out, and then you add this one to it. There we go. Oof. And then we can put this on there. And here we go, camera back on. See, we can now extend it here. So if you're shooting on a Blackmagic Cinema 4 or Cinema 6 camera, you will now be able to mount it without any problems on the RS2. So a really great feature that they made, but they missed one thing. They missed this little wheel here, which is so useful on the RS2. I just love this. If they have added this on this one, I would never take it off. But because I'm shooting more on the S5 when I'm shooting on a gimbal, I don't use this one as much anymore. Only if I'm shooting on the S1H, I have this one on. But else, I use this base plate. So the next thing that I have is these small cables, the Nanosecond cables. They are super nice because they are super thin, super light, so they won't add any weight or pull onto your onto your gimbal when you're shooting. It's so nice to use these Nanosecond cables, and I think they're about 20 bucks on Amazon. I will link to them as well down in the description. And then lastly, for some cable management, you can see that I have these small clips set on my gimbal and my things around so that I can just cable management these things here. I would put this here so it wouldn't be in the way. That's how I would put it. Then I know that it will always stay over there. Yeah, so these clips you can get a 50 package deal or something. I think I have 15 here, and they are 8 bucks or 9 bucks or something like that. You can get these on Amazon. Super useful, but super simple. So that's the accessories that I'm currently using on my DJI Rs2, and I can only recommend that you get some of those if you're looking to level up your gimbal work, because this makes it much easier, it makes it much smoother, and you can really benefit from some of these accessories. And as you can see again, the quick release plate, it's also down here, so I can easily break the RS2 apart. Alright folks, that's my RS2 gimbal. If you want to see more videos of the RS2, I will link some of them down below, or go and watch the Peter McKinnon video that I made where I break down how he made the RS2 video. That's it, stay creative and stay safe, and if you can, go out and shoot some dope videos. See you next time, bye!